Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to get on today and talk about ego, which some people say ego's good, ego's bad. What do you think? So let me tell you what I believe ego is. I believe ego keeps you small. I believe ego tells you the same thing over and over again. I believe that ego is not your higher self. It is actually a self-protection mechanism. Basically, is that what it is? So say you were getting ready to jump off a cliff. Your ego's like, oh no, you can't do that. Don't do that. Don't have any fun because that might hurt you. And that's your ego, and that's fine. And that does that in all different ways. In a job that you might want to take. Well, you're not good enough at this job. That's your ego. Because you are good enough to do whatever you want to do. And if you feel like you're not, then just learn that skill. But your ego always tells you, you can't make that move, you can't be that person, you can't do that thing. It's not being mean, it's here to protect you. It wants to repeat the same patterns over and over again. That's why we repeat the same patterns, because that keeps us safe. You know, if we do the same routine every day, we see the same people every day, we drive the same way to work every day, that's living in your ego. And some people think like living in your ego is narcissistic, and it can be, but also living in your ego is just repeating the same thing over and over and over. And then I get people that, ask me, well, how did you just get up and move away? Well, I had to tell my ego to shut up. Yes, I can do it. And I started living as like I was doing it. I started moving forward into things that I would get me to Florida. But I want to tell you what, it was painful. It was painful to tell my ego that I couldn't do it, because my ego always repeats the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and that's what it wants. Your ego is going to fight you. And so people limit their self from this voice in our heads that says we're not good enough, that we can't do this, we can't go. I know I had one friend that asked me about moving away. Well, what if I have to come back? So you have to come back. It's not a failure. It is a adventure. I've been back here 2 or 3 times. It's always a venture. Will I stay here? Absolutely not. I will be gone somewhere else when I'm ready. But your ego wants to keep you small, and it tells you lies, because all that's a lie. I just want to tell you that all of it is a lie. You can do and have whatever you want. I know some people look at it like it's scary. It is. I've done it. I've played it out. I do it every day, but you have to tell yourself every day that it's depending on some of the things that you do every day and repeat every day, you want to keep. But then the things that you don't, like the scary to travel, the scariness to quit your job and to take another job somewhere. Especially now in these times. But I want to tell you what, you live once, do it. Make sure you have a safe foundation. Say you want to move away, make sure you have a safe foundation to where if you have to come back, you can go back. Then do it, because you don't know if you stay small. So, my recommendation is leave the job, leave that person, the one that tells you you can't have it, or you're not good enough, and you're never going to find a person like them. Thank God. That's what you need to say. Thank God I'm not finding another person like him, and find somebody that deserves you and that you deserve. But all that little voice inside your head, not the one that tells you to do the stuff and the God voice in your heart, it's the ego that's saying we have to do the same thing repeatedly all the time. So if you want to do something and you feel like, is this my ego? Look at your life and see, is it something that you repeated all the time? If it's adventure, do it. And start small. Do things, maybe you're wanting to travel, so maybe go a day away or do this, because you can find yourself, you go one day away somewhere, you come back and it's like a whole new life, new perspective, and you've showed yourself that you can do it. Now me, I just went all out and was gone for 3 years. So you can do that too. I had a safe place always to come back to. So I could just do whatever I wanted. So just, that helps if you make it a nice foundation. But my main thing here is your ego is going to try to talk you out of it. And you got to say, no, I'm worthy, I deserve this, and I can do it. Because the ego just repeats the same thing over and over again, does the same thing over and over again. You keep the same job because you think that you can't leave it, because you have to do, healthcare all your life, and you really want to be a guitar player. Be the guitar player. Do it. If you don't try, how are you going to know? Just say, bye-bye, ego, and hello, adventure. Especially now in these days. Okay, here it is, the coronavirus, whatever this thing is. Everybody's afraid to die. So what would you do if this was the last day of your death? Not sit around and worry about when you're going to die. You would do something, whatever that might be. Go to the beach, travel, be with your family, whatever that is to you. Nobody knows but you. But just do it. Take the adventure. Get out of there. And all it is your ego. I have fighting with my ego every day. We all do. And we're all going to. Even when you get to where you want to go and the next thing you want to do, your ego is going to tell you can't do that too. So just know that it's part of your life. It's part of yourself. You're always going to have it. It's not going to go away. So it's your decision. Whatever you want to do. So that's what I wanted to tell you about today. Get out of your ego. Now, I keep my ego because sometimes my ego is protected for me. It has protected me through my life. That's for sure. But it also will keep you small and not let you have any adventure in your life. So it's your choice. I love you so much. Bye.